found an open alley and really took advantage of it.
Rui, good ball fake. He's going to go to the rim and throw it down. And one after the dunk.
What a silly foul by Toppin. He got faked out. He ran out, not under control. Rui went right by him, and then with the right arm, he pushes Rui. Should have just conceded the basket as a result. Three-point opportunity.
Luka been very busy. 19, 4, and 3 already. He's going to break the 20-point mark again here in the first quarter. Belmont, not the racetrack. The university. Oh! Jackson! Two-hand slam dunk.
I said they're blitzing, and he's the guy that's setting the screen, then rolling. At that time, the lane opened up, and Jackson Hayes says to the Pacers, didn't you see the slam dunk competition? I was in it. So you know I can elevate a little bit as he takes off from right inside the dotted line, gets hit, but still converts. Goes
50 spot. Gonna try three again. Banks it in! Calling bank again! He did it the other night, and he does it here. Luka Magic has 44. And the quarter's over.
You close the third with that bank three. I'm not even going to ask you if it was intentional. I know it was. And then you get to sit in the fourth quarter as you guys have a lead. I know that's more important, especially coming off a tough back-to-back, right?
Yeah, I was just glad that I could sit out fourth quarter. Obviously back-to-backs are never easy. We had to come out and play hard. So I was glad I sat down that fourth quarter.
JJ was talking about your defense being improved the last couple of weeks. 3 steals, 2 blocks tonight. What were you trying to bring on that end?
Yeah, I just they were playing super fast. We had to get better on defense and then use our hands. I think we did a pretty good job defensively. So that's what we got to do more.
A lot of guys have been locked in on 3. Luke Kennard's walking by us, shooting like 62% in the last couple of weeks. Rui not really missing. What are you seeing from some guys getting going from the three-point land?
Yeah, I got to shoot more. But no, great guys, great players. So, obviously we lost last night, but we could have won. But that's another lesson to learn. So we got to just keep moving like that.
All right, so an early game on Sunday against the Knicks. What's the key going into that matchup?
Same mentality. You know what kind of team they are. They have a great player, especially Jalen. They have great players too. So we got to bring the defensive mentality and then try to score a lot.
Fair enough. Last one for you. Just when the shot is falling that often, that early, and you're really feeling the rhythm, what is that feeling? Can you describe what you feel when you get hot?
It's a great feeling, the whole gym is with you. So the whole feeling, especially if you're winning. So I think I felt an amazing feeling tonight.
I appreciate it.
Get the win at home on the second night of a back-to-back. They take care of business against the Pacers. They've now won 3 out of their last 4, coming off that loss to Denver last night. It was tough. Luka had a big night, a great first quarter. We'll get to that in a moment. The Lakers continue their hot streak from 3, James. But with a huge week coming up, the Knicks, T-Wolves, Bulls, and the Nuggets, a lot of movement in the playoff standings. It was nice to have an easy one, get everyone involved.
I think the last 2 games, the Denver game and the Indiana game tonight, they're trending in the right direction. It was a really good, feel-good game. Even though they lost the game in Denver, they got some components back. I think tonight without LeBron, we saw Luka, of course, doing what he does. But you also saw Austin Reeves kind of warming back up to his dominance with the ball in his hand. I thought Rui early in the game, the guys that they're going to need really got involved. And I thought, they did a good job against Indiana, not allowing them to come in and get a lead and make it a tight game, kept it afar, and then they were able to get the victory at home.
They put some good money in the bank tonight.
Yeah.
They were able to get some guys, like Big Game said, some confidence, some reps, and also some key guys some rest. Like Luka didn't have to play the whole game. Austin came out with 5 minutes. LeBron got to sit the whole game. He got a chance to rest. Like, that's key. And then you got guys to be able to build a rhythm. Luke Kennard getting some looks. Obviously Luka was unbelievable from start to finish. But Austin, more importantly than anybody, he's the guy that you want to find or see find his rhythm back.
Yeah.
So, and then others, we said Marcus Smart, Rui, like, they're all kind of, fitting in or finding themselves and building more confidence. So you got a chance to rest and relax a little, but also build some confidence and get one of those games that is very much needed. And
with 3 steals and 2 blocks on top of the scoring production, what stood out the most to you about his night?
I mean, some ridiculous shot making, and a lot of ridiculous shot making against really, really good defenders. I think he just really imposed his will and took control of the game early, and gave us a cushion. We knew it was going to be a game that they were going to go on some runs, and we were able to sustain those. They do, particularly Nemhard and Neesmith on ball. They're as good as anyone in the league. I think of like Lou Dort's another great guy with it. They don't change their foot angle on pick and roll, and so they are able to guard the reject plus pursue. And so when you're in a shock against that, the big is able to just get back to his guy quicker without any real advantage created. And so, I just those guys, for him to do that in that coverage, and they were they doubled him in the post, and he just found a way. And I think our other guys, you go down Smart, Rui, Luke, AR eventually, they made some big shots, and Luke, again, for probably the 5th or 6th game in the last 7, was just a real difference maker for us offensively.
JJ, you mentioned kind of Austin and sort of the eventually to it. Just kind of what are you seeing right now? Is it just the ball not going in on some 2s that he normally makes? And I guess did you sense that he kind of found his way at some point during the game?
Yeah, I thought he was able to get by his guy and drive and attack the paint, and I thought he got fouled. I know there was one early that he got fouled on, but I thought he got fouled on a number of drives, and that wasn't being called tonight, and he played through a lot of contact tonight, and just again similar to Luka, willed it in on a night where he initially didn't have it, but that stretch in the second half was great. He made 5 or 6 shots there.
JJ, I know you've talked a lot about Luka's talent and how he can kind of take control of a game. Earlier today, Rick Carlisle called him impossible to game plan for. What about Luka makes him impossible in that way? And then how many guys in the league do you think are like that?
He can make every shot. I mean, he can make a step back left wing bank shot that line drives and barely goes above the rim. He can make floaters. He can make floaters going left, right. He's a shot maker, but he's also a playmaker, and he has the ability, whether he's in single coverage or double coverage, to make reads and create, open shots and closeouts and lobs for his teammates. And he's done this for 7 years now, and he's seen every coverage, and so he has his progression of reads.
In your answer about Austin, you mentioned that there were some drives he didn't get those calls. Feels like across the league that's been the case. Guys not getting to the free throw line as often. What do you make of just how games are called, I guess now in March, as opposed to how they were called November, October, or even December?
Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are. I don't feel like the game is being officiated any differently.
You guys got a good team coming to town on Sunday in the Knicks, and so far this season haven't had the best record against teams with above 600 winning percentage. Obviously, in the postseason, the teams you face will have good records.
Yeah.
How important for your group is it just maybe even just get one in the win column, and then kind of what you've done thus far against those teams won't matter as much?
Yeah, the good news for us is that we have a lot of opportunities over the next 10 games or whatever it is to win some of those games. I do think that the game last night was, it was important because that was a game that we've broken throughout the year in games like that, and they made a number of runs that went to double digits, and we just kept playing and had a chance, one possession game with a minute to go. So again, I'm confident we're going to find it. How we're going to find it, you know, that's where it's you gotta figure it out on a daily basis sometimes.
JJ, after picking up his 15th tech last night, did you see a little more disciplined Luka in that regard as far as his conversations with the officials?
He had very pleasant, very pleasant
game?
conversations with the officials.
What did you think was the key in you guys establishing control early in the game?
Oh, we just played hard. Obviously, Luka had it going. Everybody played good. Jackson's playing really well. Marcus. It was a team effort.
We've seen this before from Luka, certainly, but what was it like seeing just kind of how hot, how efficient he was tonight?
It was cool. A shot he made, I think, at the end of the third off the glass was just he gets bored and tries stuff. So, good player.
Your second half was kind of more what we've been used to after the slow first half. Was it as simple as shots were falling? Did you attack any differently?
No. I shouldn't play very good in the first half.
How's the wrist? Saw you how you wrapped up. Was that after the collision yesterday?
I just thought it looked cool, so I just rocked with it.
What's the biggest improvements you've seen from Jackson from last season or end of last season to now?
Well, I think maturity, the way he approaches the game day to day, does what he needs to do in his off time around the gym, gets his work in, takes care of his body, and then just the preparation that he puts into it. You can tell he's grown in those aspects, and that's just made him a better player. He's been, I think, we could probably all agree that it's just some of the best basketball he's played in his career. I'm happy for him. We need him to continue to do that because he's a big part of what we're going to do.
You guys don't have the best record against good teams. You got another good one coming in on Sunday, and that's the start of a stretch. JJ was talking about like 10 days or so where you have 5 or 6 games against strong opponents. How important would it maybe just to get one, and then you kind of can shed that the reputation up to this point for the season?
I think it's just continuing to play the game the right way. We're still, growing chemistry on the court, just continuing to do the right things and trusting the process. And I think it'll be a big game Sunday, and that's a good team, and we expect to go out there and play hard and compete. And
all right, little Access 360. Danny's going to the wall.
Yeah,
James,
boy.
you can chill.
Yeah.
It's got to be Luka.
Yeah, of course. We're talking about the shots, the difficulty of how he got in rhythm and what he sees out there on the floor. I mean, his IQ is unbelievable, but he's a mastermind at manipulating defense. He's getting a switch here. He sees the bigs. This is what he does best, right? Get into his dance, get into his bag. A little between the legs, change direction, between the legs, change direction. Stop, go, pump fake. Uses IQ, get the guy in the air, draws the foul, 2 free throws. Best in the business. Again, here, what he does is when he's attacking guys, he's looking at their feet. He's looking at Pascal Siakam. As soon as he sees that he's retreating, he knows that he can't get back to contest this three-pointer. He sees that right foot go back. Pascal, even though he's 6'9", 6'10", and very athletic, he can't get back to contest Luka's three, and he's already in rhythm, so he's knocking down the shot. Again, guard trying to pick him up full court, uses his change of direction to get them off balance, best in the business at doing so, sees his body is square, watch his left foot go and drop back. As soon as he sees that foot goes back, I'm raising up, and I'm shooting a three. You can't get back to block it or contest it. Another scenario here. Got a guy guarding him full court there at the half-court line. Takes his time. He knows he's in rhythm right now. He changed the pace. He's very deceptive. He's faster than what people think he is. So he's fast and going fast, raw, hard left. Kind of stops on the dime, gets the defense shifted, off balance, sees that foot go back, and he can shoot it from anywhere on the floor. He's in rhythm. He's knocking it down. It's all about reading the defense, reading their feet with him, and he sees it. Once you take one wrong step, one wrong move, it's going up, or I'm getting a foul, or I'm getting to the basket and making you change your direction and making you look silly.
That's good breakdown right there.
Yeah, he's got good eyes. He knows the feet.
Deceptive speed.
He has gears that other players don't have.
Yeah.
He, like a jazz musician plays in between the notes. And that's what Luka does. He plays in between the notes, and he da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then before you know it, he's in the cup.
Good analogy right
like
there.
That?
I like